Yeah, we're live, everybody. Let me know if you guys can hear the fan in the background because we're live here. So let me know in the chat room. It took me a lot just to get to go live, everybody, right now. So I'm not letting them stop us. There's no stopping us. We're live here on the Space Water Podcast. We are having some technical difficulties at first with Microsoft and different things, but we are now live right here at the Space Water Podcast where we dive into the sound of the light exclusively on YouTube. And you can also find my groundbreaking, world renowned, I mean, next level research and information only at patreon.com/ the mystical spiral. Everybody, you are getting gems like you wouldn't believe on patreon.com/ the mystical spiral. And this Space Water podcast, I'm not saying this lightly, everybody. This is some of the most groundbreaking, exclusive, unique, and most pertinent and important information you could possibly talk about in a podcast. Forget about these non-existent, well, currently non-existent, and literally, as far as we know, never have been discovered and showed in actual reality is these mythical emerald tablets. Forget about the emerald tablets. We actually have golden tablets with instructions for where the light body is to travel in the afterlife. Not only what they're looking to do and where they're looking to travel, but to escape this vicious cycle of rebirth and birth and all these incarnations, but to escape that and to transform after death into your divinity, to recognize your divine heritage by drinking from the lake of Menesime, the lake of memory, right? And these incredible instructions were inscribed on golden tablets. And we're going to go through various golden tablets today and the specific instructions of the afterlife. I also will be going deep into this information tonight on the Leak Project right here on YouTube at 10 p.m. Eastern. I used to be a regular guest on Leak Project for many years, but I haven't been on there in like at least a year or two now. My buddy Rex Bear. I was a regular guest there at one time, but I'm gonna be now going like it's my first time back on the show in a while since he's revamped the channel. So I'm glad you guys are with us today. Shout out to the chat room. We got Alexander, my buddy Alexander J. Mitchell. We got Magic Micah, and we have the tribe of the Space Water Podcast uniting right now. As more people start joining, we'll get really started in a moment, but we got some mind-blowing information, everybody. I really I haven't I say this, I'm not saying this lightly when I use these words, but this information truly is groundbreaking. Scholars have been the specific gold tablets that we're going to be going over today. Scholars have been debating about and writing books about since their discovery in the 1800s, but they are from 300 to 400 BCE, as they call it now, right? So they were found throughout southern Italy, Sicily, and even Crete, right? And they are basically telling the soul, giving the light body instructions at the moment of death, where to go, right? And not only where to go, but to drink from this lake of memory. In Greek, it's Menesime, right? And to avoid the lake of Lethe, right? The stream of forgetfulness, the stream to make you forget your divine heritage and enter into the cycle of reincarnation, of constant rebirth, right? Due to our fallen state, right? We are drinking from the stream of forgetfulness at the afterlife. But these instructions specifically, specifically are for people to not drink from the stream of Lethe, right? That can wipe your memory and send you back into the cycle of rebirth, but to instead drink and seek out this cool water stream from the well or lake of Mnemosyne, the lake of memory, and drink deep from this stream to remember your divine heritage, right? So I will be showing you guys how this deep stream is not some mythical afterlife belief system, but instructions about the cold water and fresh stream of ions that enter into the magnetosphere around Earth. This is the Hades. This is the lake of memory, the cold stream. And this comes in at various locations in our magnetosphere that have magnetic reconnection. And the soul is bringing back the knowledge of its divine heritage by streams of light coming in, streams of water coming in from the sun. And they give you specific instructions, literally, for where the light body is to travel. And when you start to break down all of the instructions that we have between the golden tablets and then including even some Egyptian and Vedic, you have a detailed inscription of coordinates of the afterlife. Very good to see you guys. Peaceful Penguin. We got a great tribe here. Let me know if you guys can hear the fan because I have a fan on me right now. If you guys, I'm glad you guys don't hear it. Hey, what's up? We have Chloe. We got the Peaceful Penguin. We got Charlotte Knight. Glad you made it, Charlotte. We got Wifey Magic Micah. We got Alexander J. Mitchell. Welcome to the Spiral Out platform. You guys have just entered in and you have just dove into the sound of the light right here on the Space Water Podcast. Of course, you could find me at the mysticalspiralstore.com, everybody. Before we really get deep into the information here, you guys got to check out, we did our once a year, we have our once a year summer sale. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you guys don't hear it. Thank you for answering me. We have the once a year summer sale up right here at the Mystical Spiral store, everybody. And when I mean once a year summer sale, we got to get rid of the old and in with the new. We have all new products coming up, and we have some older product that we still need to find homes for and find guardians for. Guys, I have not only evolved in the information that I am offering for you guys over the last few years, but my products and my mission and my focus, I've been guided to not only help us and help guide us as we transition and transcend out of this body into the next, but to also help you process and assimilate the light and the purification that's currently blasting the planet right now. I have been specifically shown and guided to make specific products. I have risked everything financially, mentally, physically. There have been so many obstacles. I don't talk about it here on in my personal stuff. I don't like to air out my personal stuff, but like there has been so many obstacles any other man would have quit a long time ago, right? I have gotten so many obstacles put in my way to get me to stop doing my work and to go work, a 9 to 5 crazy job that I did for almost 30 years and I hated, right? And jobs like that. But I've had my focus on working on not just the information, the most high level information that you could find out there, but also the products to help us assimilate the light that's on the planet. And this is not new age. This happened in the Bible. The high priest Aaron, he had to wear a breastplate with certain gemstones embedded in it so he can discern the voice of God, so he can hear the voice and process and assimilate the voice of the light, right? So I have been making specific pr- products, items, not only for you to be safe from some of the hard, crazy vibrations and energies and frequencies that are bombarding the planet, but also to process and assimilate the solar logos and the solar purification that's literally penetrating the planet right now, and penetrating the spiritual domain of humans, right? So we have the biggest sale I've ever had. Any order over $29 will get 15% off with the coupon code, and any order over 150 will get 30% off with the coupon code. Not only that, anybody who gets any order at all, I send a gift. But anybody who uses the 30% off coupon code will get a free Herkimer Diamond gift. And depending on the order, you might even get a Herkimer Diamond pendant gift. So we're giving out Herkimer Diamonds that we ethically hand source right here, and incredible. And guys, some of the products that I've recently made, you can only get on my website, and you can only get right here by the Mystical Spiral store. We hand carve in house. We do everything right here in house by a small family owned business right here by the mysticalspiralstore.com. Look at some of the product before we get into the topic today. Look at some of these next level products I've been making, everybody. We have highest quality spirit quartz from South Africa, wrapped in the raw mu cubit copper coil. There's a lot of twisted copper that goes into that, and you guys can see how beautiful this piece is. I made it so the end of the spirit quartz, and spirit quartz comes uh in these candle-like amazing formations. It's just so powerful. You guys, there's payment plans available as well, and right now you can get coupon code discounts off this as well. It's a once in a lifetime gift or lifetime companion for you. And you can go spend that same amount of money on dinner or a couple of drinks and have nothing to show for it when you can go get something that will last a lifetime. I got some of the most highest quality. We even have a modern day creation right here by the Mystical Spiral store of the ancient scarab stone, but we made it out of a gemstone of fire matrix opal in its mother rhyolite rock, a scarab skull, right, to help the humans process this light that's currently upon the planet. We are entering into the great summer of purification that will last 300 years. And this is the first wave of purifying light that's on the planet right now. You guys can feel it. This summer, the heat on the planet has been not like any other heat that anybody's experienced before currently on the planet. The sun hasn't done anything it's doing now since well over 100 years. So right now, we are entering into what I described, this great summer of purification. And we need help to help process and assimilate the light, the spiritual fire that's penetrating the planet and will be changing people, right? People will be changing. Some people will be polarizing more towards the materialistic vibe like never before, and the other people will be shedding that light, right? They will be shedding that light. So I am making products to help you balance these energies, process these energies. So not only you can make it through this cosmic war over humanity and over the earth realm that we're involved in, but also you can thrive as we transition to the next world, as we transition to the next stage of earth, right? We are entering into a new era on the planet. But unfortunately, when this happens, there's going to be cataclysms, there's going to be destruction, there's going to be a renewal and a purification. And those that survive will usher in the new world, right? The new era, the new cycle that we're in. Right. And this started literally in about 1879. And ironically, that's when these gold tablets were first, the research really started on them. They were first, some of the first of them were discovered in the 1830s, 1830, but in 1879, that's when it really started to decode. People started to translate and work on these tablets, and even more were discovered, right? We got the crowns in the chat room. Let me get a goal for you guys. Let me get a goal for you guys in the chat room. right, so we'll do what should be which how should we celebrate this? All right. We're gonna do a live show with free giveaways tomorrow if we reach our goal. All right, I just put the goal up. So we have a super chat goal up there, everybody. All right. So we have just an incredible time we're going through. So let's get into some of these translations. You guys, before we go, look at I just wanted to share some of the exclusive products because this is the one time a year where you can get a lot off. Look, you can get 30% off like right here. I don't know if you guys realize, but this is gem quality citrine. This is a light citrine and it's a dragon protector. This is natural citrine. This is not heat treated. You can get 30% off this beautiful piece, beautiful dragon. It's a nice size as well. Um, and it's made from light citrine, natural gem quality citrine from Brazil. And one I highly recommend is you guys getting, and it comes with one of these extra large tensor rings. You guys got to get this package right here. This is the Star Traveler skull. This is literally gem quality quartz. This is the Star Traveler gem quartz crystal skull, and this comes with the large tensor ring, right? You could get 30% off of this package right now. Incredible, and this is the highest quality products you get on the planet. This is actually a really good deal for this quality and this style, and you'll have this as a companion for the rest of your life. And you use this every day for clearing. Before I do anything, I clear my body. These ones go everywhere. Beautiful. These are just amazing for cleansing. Hey, we got a free gift going out to Alexander J. Mitchell. Wah, 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 wah. I wish I had like some kind of buzzer I could ring. Boom, boom. Thank you so much, my friend Alexander, for the super chat. You deserve all the love and light and health and wealth coming your way, and we will send positive vibes to Alexander. Sending positive vibes out to you today, brother. Much love. Much love. And you guys can see this is a once in a lifetime package right here. And this is modeled after Leandro de Souza's style of the Traveler skulls. This is our own, the Mystical Spiral Stores version of the Traveler. This is the Star Traveler. Gem quartz. That price alone would be what you would pay at Leandro without the copper package. And I give a free Herkimer Diamond pendant gift with this order, and you can get 30% off of this right now. And that'll be the centerpiece for your home. And believe me, you will use this ring every day of your life. Whether you got a stomach ache and you keep this, I sleep with this sometimes over my head. You can, most people can fit this over your head if you work, even if you stretch the ring a little bit. You can even put it over your head. Women usually fit it easily over their head, but this is just the best for taking away stress, bringing a fresh explosion of electrons to you, right? It's just a ring of halo light around you. Just amazing. So I highly recommend this package. You can get 30% off for a limited time. We also got hydro quartzes, right? We got all sorts of look at the ancient water bubble. This moves around like a lava lamp in there, right? This is the Child of the Waters amulet. This one is so you can really see it. Doesn't have the coil wrapped around it, but it is squeezing the quartz still with the bracket and the silver bracket around it. So I like the wrap coil so it actually opens up that piezoelectric effect and squeezes the quartz. All right, before we go, I just wanted to show you one or two more, and then we'll get back into the show. We'll go back to the website at the end of the show. Guys, we have even fresh amber. This is a special piece for those that this resonates with because where's it? Look at you have actual insects frozen inside long ago. Don't ask me what type of insect, but there are little insects frozen in the amber from long ago. Love this piece. See, little insects in there. And it's with the beautiful, clean copper coil around the amber, so you can wear it every day. And there's so many special pieces here. We even have gemstone skulls, right? And gemstone pendants, like the rare solar flame matrix amulet, right? This is fire matrix opal in its mother rhyolite rock, made into a pendant. Only here at the Mystical Spiral store, all done in-house by me and my team. So only here at the Mystical Spiral store. And like I said, this is a gemstone, people. So this is actually a very fair price. And you can get 30% off right now. These are the lowest my prices have been in a long time. We have some golden healer, all hand carved right here by the Mystical Spiral store team. These palm stones, golden healer quartz palm stone, you get 15% off if you purchase that right now. All of these, look at this beautiful rainbow moonstone, and we have everything you could possibly want. It's not just pendants, everybody. We got you go to the menu. We got crystal balls, bracelets, crystal clusters, freeforms, palm stones, skulls, specimens, towers, wands. We got copper tensors, copper harmonizers. We got handmade pendants. We got bracelets. We got readings. We got a whole website of free information as well. Look at this. All this free information. I mean, and it's a lot. You got a whole website of free information here, and it goes on and on and on. You guys can really doom scroll through all of this all weekend, all week. A lot of information on here. All you got to do is go to the menu and you'll see it at the mysticalspiralstore.com, which is sponsoring today's show, of course. And you guys, you can get readings 30% off as well. I also highly recommend this bad boy. Just made last night. Black tourmaline, big size black tourmaline. I took this right at the rose bush that we have right outside here. And we have the beautiful black tourmaline wrapped in the raw mu cubit. This is actually double raw mu cubit. There's a one raw mu cubit is 29.18 inches of twisted copper or twisted silver copper in this case. So this is actually two raw mu cubits, double. So there's about 60 inches of twisted silver copper in there. So that's a very good price for all that twisted copper and silver, as well as the black tourmaline. So typically, if you guys have your own stores out there, what you want to do when you price a stone, or if you're hand making jewelry, if you want to say, or energy tools. Okay, so if you're hand making, say, like what something like I'm doing, a black tourmaline and silver copper, you take what you paid for the tourmaline and multiply that by three. So say if you paid $5 for this piece of tourmaline, you want to multiply that by three, right? Typically, that's what I do. Multiply that by three. So it's what, 15 or 20. Then you add for the materials that you used for the copper and silver. And then you want to, depending on your skill level and how long you're doing, you want to at least pay yourself minimum wage. But as you get more skilled, and become a master skilled worker, whether it's carving or what have you, you can pay yourself more per labor as you do it. And that's why some people add way more. So these are very, very fair prices. And I highly recommend, guys, for your mind, body, and soul to go to the mysticalspiralstore.com. We give free gifts. Shipping is included in every price unless you're coming internationally. Then I have to charge extra for shipping, but the $59.99 is the final price. That's with chip shipping, you get necklace material and a free gift package. So, guys, check that out, the mysticalspiralstore.com. Really appreciate you guys, and we're going to get deep today. I mean, like I said, forget about these emerald tablets that people talk about for now, because there we don't have any. There's never been anyone and one ever produced in the public. There's never been one in a museum that's real, right? You had Dr. Doriel, and I forget his real name now. I forget it. I used to know it. That's not even his real name. But he had came out with that Emerald Tablet of Thoth book. I have it somewhere. It's not, I think it's upstairs. And he said that he supposedly found beneath Mexico, Chichen Itza, where he was. He said he found like an Emerald Tablet, but he never produced one, never showed one. So let's forget about those things that we can't actually go over. There's no tangible proof of it. We have tangible proof of some of the most enigmatic, mysterious, and pertinent and just downright incredible and mystical golden tablets with instructions for the light body, the soul, to dive into the light of the afterlife. And they're giving them instructions to escape this vicious cycle of birth and rebirth into these earth incarnations, to escape that cycle and to transform after death into your divinity, right? And you can say Gnosticism and a lot of things were influenced by these, and these are called Orphic script after the ancient one Orpheus. Now, are they truly Orphic? I would say most likely yes. Although Orpheus is never mentioned in any of these golden tablets, there's a reason for this because it's spoken, I think, from the perspective of Orpheus, from a third person perspective, from someone who's been to that other world and is now giving you instructions on what you will say when you arrive and what you're looking for. They're spoken in a third person. They're spoken when you get there, say this. When you arrive, say this. When you get to a certain point, do this. It's spoken in that third person. So it's spoken from the aspect of someone who has been to that afterlife and is now your guide into the light, into the watery solar light, the streams of memory of your divine heritage, and to not only avoid certain streams, but to seek out the cool streams of the lake of memory, and to drink deeply from this lake so you can remember your divine heritage and achieve immortality. And that's what we're coming upon now in these writings. So we're going to get to some of the first ones, and I'm going to use certain translations alongside my own translations, right? And we're going to use some of the Cambridge. This is from Cambridge University, the Orphic Gold Tablets and Greek Religions. This has the breakdown of the translations of some of these tablets that were discovered, and I'm going to actually decode them and give specific locations of where this is telling the light body to go to. Now, when you're a light body, you're now sort of a magnetic duplicate for a certain period of time of your previous earth incarnation, right? You're in, and I'm arguing that it's very similar to plasma, our light bodies. Our souls is a species of plasma, and that because of our fallen state, according to these Orphic, the cults of Orpheus was about transcendence of souls, and which is very different than the regular Greek religion of having a torturous afterlife and having to appease the gods and all of this, right? This is not what Orpheus and his cult of soul transmigration and soul transcendence was about. They were about shedding the cycle of reincarnation and to reclaim your divine heritage and immortality as one with the cosmic consciousness. That's the best way I could break it down on my own, right? Without having to refer to what somebody else said or what have you, right? So the cult of Orpheus really started in Bulgaria, in that region. But I mean, we have these Greek colonies all over southern Italy, Sicily, Crete, all over that area that were part of these tribes of Orpheus, right? Which are descended from the Asura and Deva tribes as well. They're together, and this heavily influenced everything from Gnosticism all the way down to the Golden Dawn of today as well. But we must argue at the same time, is this knowledge meant for us, right? Or is this knowledge meant for us to reclaim our divine heritage and leave that fallen state that happened to us long ago from an ancient era in mankind, and we fell to a denser state of existence where we drank from the lake of forgetfulness, the lake of Lethe, right? Because they tell you in these writings to avoid the lake of Lethe, the stream of Lethe, actually, the stream of Lethe, and to avoid that stream, because that's the stream that wipes your memory and sends you back into an earth incarnation. Now, it's so interesting where these incredible, incredible tablets were discovered. They were discovered in burial mounds, tumuluses, right? With the corpse, some of them on golden sheets. And it would make sense that cults of Orpheus were inscribing golden tablets because ancient Thracians is where Orpheus comes from. The ancient Thracian races, they were masters in gold, right? They were like printing gold, like modern day print, like that we do nowadays, that type of gold they were doing, right? So the ancient Thracian gold is some of the most valuable gold and is still so much to be discovered all over Bulgaria. It's ironic because it's one of the most poor places of Europe, but has the most ancient, ancient of gold and past, probably the oldest area of Europe as well. Yes, Lethe is the stream of forgetfulness, and it's in the magnetosphere, right? So as when you're a light body, right, you now can see the streams of light, the watery light of the plasma universe. And from what I've been working on, I think we have a 4 to 6 week period where our light bodies can travel and we can go to specific coordinates if not only we're guided, but if we have the instructions and the know-how, right? And these are not primitive belief systems of death worship and cults of uh you know soul transmigration. They're not primitive. These are advanced knowledge of plasma and how the streams of light coming from stars and suns directly affect planetary systems and the spiritual domain of humans. Very advanced, very advanced, right? And we're gonna go and we're gonna show even this is gonna be a pretty intense stream. We're gonna go pretty deep. We're gonna be going pretty long as well. And I'll be live tonight at 10 p.m. Right? So on the Leak Project, going over this. We're gonna go through a little bit today. I actually, before I did this show, I'm gonna pull up a lot of the translations here for you guys, so you guys can see them along while I read them from the book. And also, I'm going to compare we have a lot of fragmentary. Now, I've done remote viewings on some of this, even on the scrolls of Herculaneum, because I do believe the scrolls of Herculaneum that were lost in the volcanic ash, that they have some that they're using AI to try to translate now. For people that don't know, not just Pompeii was destroyed by the volcano, but also the town next to it, Herculaneum, and there had the library of Herculaneum with very ancient scrolls there that were covered in volcanic ash, that some of them were still preserved in the ash, but they can't really unfold them. They'll fall apart. So they're using like some sort of AI to scan them. I think that we have some fragments of Orpheus within those as well. And even some of the Sibylline oracles and knowledge of the black stone and the Sibyl's needle is within those Herculaneum scrolls as well. I've not only been doing deep research, I've been guided spiritually, and I've been getting deep visions about all of this most of my life. I do believe in the past I was an ancestral scribe of some sort connected to the cults of Orpheus. If you go right into the description of my channel here, I talk about how, all the different topics that I go through on YouTube, the Orpheus Mysteries is right in there, right? Because I do feel in a prior incarnation of mine, I was connected to the cults of Orpheus, right? That had to do with the transmigration of souls. And we're going to get into it because I do feel my near death experience. Although it took me 30 years plus to translate correctly, I do believe I was in a region of the magnetosphere that I traveled to on the operating table. My light body was transported to a boundary area in the magnetosphere where magnetic reconnection takes place and where the lake of memory exists, where souls can transform and literally ride a solar barge, solar wind tunnel, literally from a coronal mass ejection. When you have coronal mass ejections that come to the planet, there's magnetic reconnection that takes place not just on the sun, but within the Earth magnetosphere system, right? And this is like just a region where that's ruled by chaos gods and all this watery light is going on. And this is the area on the dark. Now, this is on the dark side of the magnetosphere where this happens, right? And they're telling all these souls to travel to the right, to the dark side of the magnetosphere, right? Because this is where this amazing magnetic reconnection and auroras and all of this explosions of light trans tr transpire, right? And this is the wellspring of memory, of light. This is the wellspring of the gods. This is the immortal elixir that is not supposed to be here, that is stolen. It's stolen by the magnetosphere and then exploded and sent to specific regions within. Now, we have four main regions of the magnetosphere. These are the four ancient rivers that they talk about coming from the hanging gardens of Babylon, right? The Euphrates and all of these rivers, they were named after their cosmic coordinate above Earth. We need to remember this. We forgot this, right? Now, these are rivery streams of plasma, cosmic waters, heavenly waters, and people need to remember that when we're talking about these ancient waters and cool regions, we're talking about streams of plasma, streams of light, watery light. You can look at plasma as water, wind, fire, rain, and light, right? Even gas and vaporous, smokeless fire like the jinn. These are all species of plasma, species of light, right? So you need to remember this. Now let's get into some of these translations of some of these ancient writings. All right. Now, one of the first that are, let's get to some of the first that were discovered. It's an email I sent to myself. All right. Well, let's just pull up this first so you guys can see the this is what we went over last time. The golden plate of Petalea. Now, this was first discovered, I think, in 1830, but really the research didn't start until 1879. Now, what's very interesting about 1879, this is when Rudolf Steiner said that we entered into a new age, the age of Archangel Michael, the age of the solar fiery sword of God, right? Well, that's very interesting, right? 1879 is when we first started diving into the research of the golden tablets and what they say. Now, we're going to get into this pretty deep. First, we'll go over this golden plate of Petalea, one of the most interesting, but there's others that give more detail and literally describe a coronal mass ejection ring coming in and it going to its desired crown, the North and South Pole, and it being a weary circle and all of it. Like, it's really incredible. So, these are instructions at the moment of death of what the light body is to do and what they're supposed to say. And it's spoken in a third person. It's spoken from possibly the perspective of Orpheus, someone who's been there. They're telling you when you arrive, do this. You're going to find this. When you get there, say this, right? So look at what it says in the golden plate of Petalea. Now, if you went to the last show that we did about this, Petalea, in my opinion, is derived right from the Hindu and Vedic Patala, which means the underworld, the other world, right? These were found in towns named after the other world, the underworld, the overworld, the magnetosphere, the duat, the whirling, swirling vortex of plasma wrapped around Earth. Now, it's a dynamic landscape within the magnetosphere. You have mountainous regions and meadows. You got streams and lakes, and you got a glowing cypress tree. Now, before we even get into the more translation of this, I must pull up uh wait, how do I get a let me move this bar. This thing is pissing me off. Yeah. So you got to look at the magnetosphere first. So let me get some. All right. So just this basic look. So when you're going to the night side of the magnetosphere, and we're going to even get into Pharaoh Unas, because Pharaoh Unas's travel in the pyramid texts of Egypt, it goes right along with this writings as well. He gives even more detail. They tell him to go towards the circumpolar stars, the North Pole, right? And then go to the right. So listen, they're asking the light body to rise up out of Earth, right? And to go this way and right. They're going towards the night side. And they're looking first passing a stream on the left that they're not supposed to touch and go further along where they say to the luminous cypress tree. Now, if you see the magnetotail and the magnetopause area all here, it forms into this teardrop or you see this sideways teardrop, this shape? This can also be seen as a cypress tree. Even some cypresses are called teardrop cypresses, right? So you have, they call it a luminous cypress, right? The luminous is all of the light coming in from the solar wind and the plasma, right? Which stretches this out into a cypress tree shape. And you have the cypress tree with its mountainous landscape and streams of lakes of plasma in there as well. So when they're saying to go to the right, they're telling to go the light body to enter into the night side of the magnetosphere and go towards the luminous white cypress tree. That's this region here. To go further along and drink from the cool, or sometimes people translate it as a refreshing stream of water. That's called the Lake of Memory. To avoid the Lake of Lethe, which will make you forget and wipe your memory and return back to the cycle of Earth. But they're asking you to not do that, but to go further along to the luminous cypress, right? Where you drink from the lake of memory and reclaim your divine heritage. So, this is the region that they're telling the light body to travel to, the night side of the magnetopause and magnetotail. Now, let's go further to the translations now again. So when they're telling the light body now, the soul, you'll find in the halls of Hades. Now, you're in Hades. You're in another world. Hades is the duat. It's the Sheol, or the many halls of Gehenna of Hebrew. It's outside around Earth. You can't see this unless you die or unless you have specific instruments like NASA to detect plasma. This is why the ISS is right in that area, right outside Earth. This is a very important area where magnetic reconnection takes place within the magnetosphere, right? Very, very important area. And hold on one second. I might have to plug this in. Hold on one second. Ah, son of a bitch. I might have to plug this in real quick. Yeah, I got it. This is dying. Hold on, let me just get my charger for my laptop. All right. So this is the place of magnetic reconnection, and we're gonna get into the that how that takes place and all that as well, the scientific breakdown. Let me just put this fan on. It's getting hot in here. So this this region, right? There's magnetic reconnection that forms by coronal mass ejections right from the sun. But the magnetic reconnection at the Earth's magnetopause is also what forms these cold stream of ions. And it's driven by the solar wind. It's driven by the sun. And it opens up magnetic field lines, allowing the magnetosheath plasma, basically, which includes these cold ions, to flow into the magnetosphere along with these newly opened field lines, right? And the soul is traveling on these magnetic field lines and drinking from the streams of cold ion, which is the lake of memory, right? And the magnetopause area is the boundary between Earth's magnetic field, which is the magnetosphere, right? And the solar wind. And magnetic reconnection is basically a process where magnetic field lines will form will that come from the solar wind, right? And the magnetosphere, they break and reconnect, right? And it allows the plasma to move from one region to another, right? It transports the plasma. So the soul is merging with these streams and drinking from the lake of memory where it came from. Its solar light divine origins. It's reclaiming that stream of light from whence it came, right? And the solar wind, it carries a plasma of ions and electrons, cold ions and the solar wind, right? This is the cool water of memory's lake, right? Some people translate this as refreshing water, like with the Cambridge, but most translations actually write cool water or cool streams, which exactly is what it is. It's cold ionospheric ions, and they're incorporated into the reconnection process, right? And it drives the plasma flow. And reconnection at the magnetopause allows magnetosheath plasma, including the cold ions, to flow along the newly reconnected field lines into the magnetosphere. And this flow of cold ions is a direct consequence of the reconnection process, right? It's an influx of cold ions, and it's coming on the cypress tree, right? All that area where the night side stretches out. So this is the area that the light body is being guided to. You will find in the halls of Hades a spring on the left, and standing by it a glowing white cypress tree. Now, cypress trees on Earth, they don't glow white. They're not in the halls of Hades. Remember the context we're in. We're in, this is a soul after death traveling into Hades, into the rivers of Hades, into the plasma waters around Earth. And they're telling, there's a spring on your left. Standing by it is the glowing white cypress tree. Do not approach this spring at all. You will find another from the lake of Mesesame, right? It's translated as memory. Cool, refreshing water flowing forth. But the guardians stand by it. And what you're supposed to say to the guardians is pretty much concurrent in all the ancient tablets. They all say this, that say, I am the child of earth and also starry heaven, but my race is heavenly. I come from the divine origins. I come from the light, but I'm also a child that has had earth incarnations, but I'm from starry heaven. And this you know yourselves. But I am parched with thirst. My soul is thirsty. My light body needs replenishing. I have been in the vicious cycle of birth and rebirth over and over again, and I'm parched with thirst. It's telling it. I'm parched. My soul, my light body is thirsty, and I have perished. And they're telling you this. But give me quickly refreshing cold water. Should be cool water. Cambridge has changed the cool to refreshing. But all my other books that I have all translated as cool water. I'm using I can show you other translations that I have here for you guys that show it saying cool streams instead of refreshing water, right? So you can translate this as cool streams flowing forth from the lake of memory. These are the cold stream of ions within the magnetotail and magnetopause on the night side, where the soul is guided to go. All of ancient Egypt, every doctrine, the Book of the Dead, they wait till the sun goes down, and then they travel during the 12 hours of night into the duat. You're traveling on the night side of the sun. That's where the lake of memory is, where the cool stream of ions is coming in from the solar wind, which causes auroras, right? They talk about this with Indra and Vitra. They talk about this with Marduk and Tiamat. Literally, If you haven't looked into Marduk and Tiamat, literally, Tiamat grabs the seven heavenly winds with a net, and then Marduk, the solar hero, pierces it to release the waters. They're talking about the magnetosphere catching the solar wind, and then the thunderbolt of the sun, the coronal mass ejection, releasing these waters all over and an explosion of watery light. This is groundbreaking translations, everybody, that I'm doing. Groundbreaking. And they're being taken with a grain of salt, I think, by some people, but you're going to need these instructions if you want to travel into the afterlife and break the cycle of birth and rebirth and this constant trap, right? Let me show you guys. This was a tablet found at Thuri, 4th century BCE, which goes even more specific. They're talking about literally the coronal mass ejection circle ring loop coming from the thunderbolt of the sun and traveling to the desired pole around Earth. Check this out. At Thuri, this golden tablet that was found. Pure, I come from the pure, queen of those below the earth. They're talking about below and around the earth. They're talking about the magnetosphere, right? Pure, I come from the pure. I come from the heavens. Queen of those below the earth, and Euclides and Eubuleus and the other immortal gods. For I also claim that I am of your blessed race. And here comes the Erinyes, the Fates, the Furies, with their thunderbolt, their coronal mass ejection ring. Check this out. But fate mastered me, and the Thunderer, which is the sun god, the Indra, the Zeus, the Thunderbolt, right? The Thunderer with his plasma, his striking with his lightning, right? The coronal mass ejection route. I flew out of the circle of wearing heavily grief, and I came on with swift feet to the desired crown. Guys, are you not mind blown? Listen to this. This is a coronal mass ejection, thunder striking lightning bolt from the sun. A circle, a ring. He flew out of the circle of wearing heavy grief to the desired pole. Coronal mass ejection thunderbolts and lightnings and loops, they come to the planet and they go to the desired crown. They go either to the north or south pole. Okay? I passed beneath the bosom of the mistress, queen of the underworld. Happy and most blessed one, a god you may be instead of a mortal. A kid, I fell into milk. He fell into the life giving light of the sun, the milky lake of memory. All right. And this is the Greek original version of it. Incredible. They're talking about below around Earth, the desired pole for the coronal mass ejection circle of heavenly grief. What? It's incredible. And you can see the context. The Thunderer is the sun god with his lightning and striking and plasma ring or circle. Come on. There's nothing I'm stretching here. This is the true origins of this information. And literally the golden noose of the gods. In Vedic, it's the Pasha, the coronal loop that pulls the souls from earth and guides them into the celestial abyss. This is what Enki is the king of. Enki, Ki, heaven and earth, right? He's the king of the celestial waters. This does not mean waters on earth. It also means waters on earth, but it technically means heavenly waters. And around earth, the gateway that we have, that's our magnetosphere, a transformation, a spot of soul transcendence. Incredible. look at some of these translations. So this is another one from Thuri, fourth century, slightly different variant of one of the other fragments. Pure, I come from the pure queen of those below the earth, and Euclides and Eubuleus and the other gods and daemons. For I also claim that I am of your blessed race. Recompense I have paid on account of deeds not just. I have fallen from an ancient human deed, right? You're in now the cycle of reincarnation. Either fate mastered me or the lightning bolt thrown down by the thunderer, by the sun god, right? I mean, this is incredible stuff here. And some of these fragments, when you really get into them, uh, you'll see each piece gives you another better piece of the puzzle. Look at this one. At Tutory right here. Why is it doing that? Wait, hold on. Yeah, see, look, see, this one's talking about it being cold water. See this translation of the cold water falling forth from the lake of memory, right? So I told you how some scholars translate it as cold water, some translate it as refreshing water. But unus, I mean, look at this one. This is from Thuri, another one from Thuri. I might have read this one already, but this goes to the desired circle that flew out of the. Look at right here, this one from Thuri. I come from the pure. I have paid the penalty for deeds unrighteous, whether it be by the fate laid me low or the gods immortal. I was stung with star flung thunderbolt, a thunderbolt that was thrown from the sun. That's a coronal mass ejection, my friends. And they even say, I have flown out of that weary circle. Coronal mass ejections are circles, they're rings, they're loops, right? So, translated right here. And what's interesting is that Pharaoh Unis from the pyramid texts, he goes even more deeper. Let me get to Pharaoh Unis. Where's my Pharaoh Unis? Maybe it's here. Yeah, okay, here's Unis. So if you're not aware of who Unis is, I think he's like the fourth or sixth dynasty. One of the oldest ancient writings that we have is Pharaoh Unis. Now, Pharaoh Unis, this is the solar boat. There were mummies in China from 10,000 years ago or something that were buried in very similar boats as this. These solar boats, these solar barges, right? And Unis was built in a similar boat of the afterlife, right? A solar barge. But his texts are very interesting. We're gonna get into his the Pharaoh Unis text. Hold on. So he has specific instructions, and they tell him about this cool water, and they tell him to go towards the North Pole, right? So Unis, right here, this is his place in the heavens that they're telling him to go to, and to drink. Now, people are translating this in the books that I have, of course, as primitive and as some weird afterlife belief system, but they're giving specific regions. It's the cool streams of ions within the magnetotail on the night side. They're first telling him to go look, and you can see the context. I mean, this is has to do with the sun and the solar wind. It has to do with going towards the North Pole and going towards the night side, right? The father of Unas, Atum, seizes the arm of Unas, and he assigns Unas to the circumpolar stars, to the North Pole, to purify himself with the cool water of the circumpolar stars. So you're not talking about Pharaoh Unus's pyramid texts give more detail than the golden tablets of Orpheus. They're telling you, you don't have to guess. They're telling you it's the cool water of the stars in the North Polar region when you go into the magnetosphere up through the North Pole, right? Even they always translate this as the Milky Way. This right here, that's not, this is the magnetosphere wrapped around Earth and the coronal mass ejection loops that it receives. Okay? All of this. The night boat. Look, the night boat and the day boat. They're telling Unis to travel on the night side in his solar barge and to drink from the cool water of the circumpolar stars. Listen, the sun folk shall call out to you, the solar wind, for the circumpolar stars have raised you aloft. All right, he's traveling into the magnetosphere. Yet, as much as anything, perhaps the point of Una's journey has been this: thou hast become being, thou art become high, thou art become spirit. Cool it is for thee to embrace of thy father in the embrace of Atum, right? This is all the realm of Osiris. The duat is the magnetosphere, and it's wrapped around Earth, and it's the cool stream of ions that they're looking to drink from. And you guys have never seen what the pyramid texts of Unis look like and where they were, you know, where they're carved and what it looks like. I mean, all throughout here, detailed inscriptions. Look at this. Now it's just a mound there, but beneath is where all the inscriptions are, and it's the oldest, some of the oldest writings that we have of ancient Egypt. Really incredible. Really incredible. Who's with me in the chat room? Yeah, they need a pyramid. They need a pyramid emoji there. You're right. They do. They need a pyramid emoji. And they're given these detailed inscriptions of where the light body should travel. Now, I want your opinions in the chat room even. Are we meant to have this information? Are we meant to have this and become immortal with the cosmic consciousness? Are we meant to go back? Or do people not believe that's even a thing? Do people not believe that we're coming back and being recycled and having multiple incarnations? What do you guys think in the chat room? Yeah, this is the journey of Hercules as well, or Heracles. Definitely related. Definitely related. And you guys can go through a lot of the Orpheus mysteries. Orphic, the cult of Orpheus were about mantras, poems to guide into the afterlife. And there's a lot of Orphic script. There's a lot of Orpheus writings and poems that you guys can read about. It's really incredible. And this is very high knowledge of where the soul is to travel. And I want to get to first some of the first ones that were discovered, because this is these are, and the scholarship behind it, like I said, it only started in the 1870s. So they they don't they I don't think they believe that it has advanced knowledge in there. I think many of the scholars believe it's primitive, and that's a big mistake. A big mistake. Oh, I lost the pictures where I had them up. Let me get them in a second. I just got to pull up these pictures again. I X'd out of it. I think it's the first. Damn, trying to find the ones to line up to what I was about to talk, but maybe I downloaded it wrong. Yeah, these are all the different places and tablets that they were discovered. All different fragments on different gold tablets. And they're all over Crete, southern Italy, um, even Sicily. Yeah, I think we definitely have genetic memory. That's for sure. And I think the particles in our body and our light body and all of that, it travels a cosmic conveyor belt before it forms humans. Like, we literally go through the cosmos. And when we go back into soul, when we die, when our light body exists for however amount of time, we can go back to that light cosmic consciousness. We can go to that, and the scholarship, like I said, it really didn't start on these gold tablets until 1879. Very, very pertinent and special year on the planet, right? It's even the same year that uh what's his name? Oh my God, I can't forget his name now. Sir William Brook, he discovered plasma. He didn't name it plasma, but he did the tube test. Watermelon juice, the best, by the way. Um, oh my God, I can't think of his name now. But he did that tube test in 1879 as well as the light bulb, I think, was first discovered then as well. Uh, so a lot of light is being discovered at that time on many different planes. But in 1879 is when excavations also started in the two tumulus. Now, if people don't know what tumuli are, tumuluses are big burial mounds, and these are about the mound builders, the giants of old. These are the ones that built these prehistoric mounds. Even the friggin' Native Americans will tell you they didn't build those mounds. They came from the mound builders, the giants, right? So, let me show you the tumuluses at Thuri. Am I spelling that right? Thurii. So this is the ancient area of Turi. And give me the tumuluses. Give me the tumuluses of Turi. Well, this is what a tumulus is, these burial mounds. I don't know if that's Turi though, but here's some of the gold tablets that we're talking about. Orphic gold tablets. You even have Etruscan gold tablets. There's one, there's a few that I posted on my Patreon. There's one that's written in both Phoenician and Etruscan, but they don't have this type of inscriptions on here that I'm talking, the Orphic script. This is the one book that I have from Cambridge. It's an expensive book as well. You guys can get the PDF file. This has all the translations that I've been working with. Not this one. This book here. I have this book. This book right here. That's one of the books I've been using right here. I don't know if you guys, am I sharing screen right now or no? This one. That's this book over here. But yeah, so these are some of the gold tablets from Turi. Really incredible. And the tumuluses, I mean, these were where they were found. I mean, they were found in burial mounds. So really ancient, and they weren't found until the 1870s, 1830s, and 1870s, 1879 is when they really started to excavate. I mean, and really started to work on them. And I can't really go tell you how much more important than I mean, I think these are some of the most important tablets that have ever been discovered, right? Uh for sure. Some of the most mysterious and interesting and incredible. And the ones in let me go back to here. And the ones in Thuri. Now this is in southern Italy. It uncovered in 1879 the excavations in the two tumuli at Thuri in southern Italy that uncovered four tombs that contain the gold sheets, right? These gold instructions. The three tombs in Timpone Piccolo that gave them the tablets that were later labeled as A1, A2, and A3. And then the nearby tomb of Timpone Grande, because you have Timpone Grande and Timpone Piccolo. Piccolo means little in Italian. Of course, Grande people know is large. But Timpone Grande is the big temple, and Timpone Piccolo is the little one, the tomb, right? These little tombs. They're like temple tombs. But Timpone Grande had a single tomb in which tablet A4 was found. Do I have A4? Let's see. This is B4, B1, B4, B4, B5, which this one is OF. All right, where the frig is? Let me see if I have it here. Oh, this is A4? This is it? Yeah, this is A4. Yeah. All right, so A4 from the other tumulus was entirely different text than some of the other ones. Look at this one. It tells you. This one even has the sun right there, right? A4 Thuri for 4th century BCE, 487. When the soul leaves the light of the sun, Go straight to the right. It's going to go to the night side. Having kept watch of on all things very well. Hail, you have experienced the experience you had not experienced before. A god you have become from a man. A kid you fell into milk. Hail, hail, make your way to the right, the sacred meadows and groves of Persephonia. Right? They're telling about the dynamic landscape of Persephone, which is in the magnetosphere, the underworld, below and around and above Earth. Those are the sacred meadows and groves where the golden bow of the sacred trees are. The golden bow is the light of the sun coming in and illuminating the sacred meadows of the magnetosphere, right? This is where the soul is desired to go to by these ancient belief systems and ancient knowledge that we lost. We've lost the coordinates to heaven, to a higher spiritual progression, harmonic evolution, or if you want to say a less denser existence, you're going higher on the chain of light, right? We fell from that. You're going back to your divine origins. Now you want to do this, right? This is, I believe, why Jesus came here. Jesus came here to guide us back to the rivers of heaven. We lost the coordinates. So he had to die a man death, a human birth, a human death, so he can dive into the underworld and point the way to heaven. He still had the coordinates of the afterlife. He was an ancient one from the ancient past, born again, a man of God, a man of the sun, a man of the light, an Orpheus, right? And you will find that I think a lot of these were, Jesus was the one true one, sent by the universe, by God. But that knowledge of being able to impregnate somebody with the light has been used by tribes before this. The giants, the asuras and devas, they brought other beings into this world with this same knowledge. That's why you have antichrist type figures, because it is impossible. It's possible to pregnate people with the light. Look at Amenhotep III was said to be born this way. Akhenaten's father, right? Whether you want to believe it or not, right? This came right from a burial mound, right from a tumulus. So what's up, Vanessa Stabili? We got Stu Baca. We got Charlotte Knight, my wifey Magic Micah, everybody. We got a goal in the chat room. You can even donate $1. You got I celebrate. We have over 10,000 subscribers here. If just not even 2% of you donated $1 once a year, it would mean a lot to keep us going. It's been a real struggle just to keep my websites running and my head above water just to keep the lights on. Everybody, my car's not even working right now. Things are rough, right? Everybody's having a hard time out there right now. But I have made it possible for you guys to not only get my information for free, but to have access to some of the most incredible products for your mind, body, and soul. So you guys can either get a product from my website, you can join my Patreon, right? You can donate right here in the super chat if you want to support my work. But my Patreon, you can also join my work and contribute to my work. Patreon.com/, the mystical spiral. And right here on our super chat, 99 cents, $1, it goes a long way, especially if you do it once or twice, a couple of times a year, once a month, even $1. Really helps. Really helps everybody. And it keeps this is the most groundbreaking and unique and powerful information you can have on a podcast, in my opinion. Really incredible. Really incredible. So now we also have um the text that's A1. Do I have A1 here? This is A2. Well, A2 and A3 almost have identical text to A1. So this one was found at Thulri. This is called A2. Thulri, 4th century BCE, 489 BCE. And like I said, A1, the three tombs in Timpone Piccolo, they yielded the tablets that were subsequently labeled A1, A2, and A3. Oh, shout out to Vanessa Stabili. Stabili? Stable? Stabili. Stabili. How am I saying that? Shout out to Vanessa. Woo! Hey, hey, I'm giving the old Brazilian Muay Thai. Hey, we only need three more donations. You guys can do $1 each. Three more dollars, everybody, to reach our goal. Or you guys could do $2 each, or whatever you want. We got our goal. We need, and I will do a live show tomorrow with free giveaways. Hey, Vanessa Stable. The horses of the sun go into the Vanessa stable because she's able, but not like Cain and Abel. She's able to drink from the lake of memory, like Persephone. Ooh, the queen of the underworld is what you gave to me. Ooh, Stubaka. That's a cool name. Everybody, shout out to Stubaka. Yeah, this is Ace. I think because I come across as young-minded and young-spirited, that people don't think don't give me enough credit with certain things. But this is why people like Gary Wayne come on my show and call me an expert. I don't call myself an expert, but I definitely am close to an expert in many of the topics that I describe and I talk about and I break down. Um, but I would consider myself maybe an expert on specific things like Etruscan mythology, Sanskrit mythology, certain things like that I've been doing for like 30 years, literally. You know, uh, Egyptian mythology. I mean, I'm very close to an Egyptologist, I guess. I just don't have the degree in it. Yeah, you got to have a password for your Google or whatever it is. Your you know, to be able to I think it's Google Play or Google whatever. You got to enter in a password, right? You get to verify it's you. You did it once before, Charlotte. I know you did it. You made it happen once before. You made it happen. You made it happen, yeah. And everybody that donates today will be thrown into the drawing for the free giveaways tomorrow. Everyone. So we're gonna do a live. If we make the stream today, I might do the stream anyway, even if we don't make our goal. But we'll be doing a giveaway tomorrow where you guys will get a free gift in the mail. No matter if you buy something from me or not, you will get a free gift. We're going to be doing a giveaway. So, really cool. Now, it's very interesting how this is also, like I mentioned earlier, it's coming. So, even if somebody wants to donate more than once, you could donate twice, donate $1 twice. We could reach our goal. We need 5 donations to reach our goal, everybody. Let's do it. We're gonna stay live. Shout out, we got 10 people watching. I think as people get off work, they'll be joining more, and I will be live tonight. You guys bomb the live stream tonight. We'll be in at Leak Project. I mean, I have the modest 10K plus subscribers, but Leak Project Rex Bear, he's got over 400,000 subscribers. Um, I know I've been suppressed over the years, but People that just found Leak Project recently might not know me from there, but I used to be a regular guest at Leak Project. I first went on Leak Project probably 2015, 10 years ago. I took a little break from doing a lot of different podcasts out there because I partly didn't like the way I was being used as clickbait by a lot of people. And a lot of the titles they would title it wouldn't even have nothing to do with what I was talking about, and kind of just doing it so they would get titles. And I'm not getting paid to do any of these podcasts. I'm not making money off any of these podcasts. These other people are making money from them, not me. Like I did some shows on Leak Project that got 350,000 views when I first went on that show. Literally, some of them got like over 500,000 views, and I never got no money from that. I mean, so like people make like thousands of dollars off videos like that. Just to give you guys some perspective. I make $50 on videos I do with Gary Wayne, and we're only getting a couple of thousand subscribers, a couple of thousand views. So imagine those people that are getting millions of views, hundreds of thousands of views, what they get. They don't like to talk about what they get, but I don't make much money on YouTube. I don't even make $100 a month sometimes. You only get paid if you make the $100. So there's some months I don't get paid. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this for you guys. I never did this for the money. I never did it. In fact, uh, I'm I put myself in a lot of financial struggle to do what I'm doing for a living right now, right? Because there are forces that are trying to get me not to release my information or have my products out there for everyone, right? And that's the damn truth. Even today, this live stream, there was so many obstacles getting put in my way where I was ready to just say, you know what, screw it. First, the Microsoft, I couldn't get online. Then, it was like overly hot in here because I don't have an air condition in this basement office where I am now, and it's been excessive heat here. So it's been really hard for me to do podcasts lately because it's like literally 85, 90 degrees down here. And then in the basement, like in my office, it's even worse because I got to close the door now and try to have some privacy. So it gets really hot in here. I got a fan blowing on me right now, but it's a little bit more bearable, but it's been really hot lately. We've been having power outages and lightning and flooding and all sorts of crazy anomalies. And not only that, but just this life things. And I don't like to come in here and cry and be like, give me money, like all the stuff that people do. But definitely my work deserves the support, and my products definitely deserve you guys to have them. What am I going to do with all this inventory here? It's not for me, it's for you all, right? And I've provided the platform for you guys to have a voice and for you guys to have not only the highest quality products for your mind, body, and soul, but the most ethically sourced and really the most the best you can get out there. For those that haven't seen my website recently, it's been completely revamped. Let me go. I lost it here before. Should pop it up. Why is it not popping up? There it is. So here's my website, everybody. We got incredible new products for you all. And we have 30% off right now for anybody that gets orders over $150. And anybody who orders over $29 gets 15% off. Two coupon codes. And we already have prices slashed. I have some products that are up to 50% off on here. So you get that plus the coupon codes. And how can you pass some of this stuff up? Natural AAA grade citrine from Brazil. This is not heat treated. Most people get heat treated citrine. This is very rare natural citrine. Not only that, we got some of the most incredible, highest quality palm stones, and you get huge coupon codes off. And these are once in a lifetime type things, man. They're great. Look at this. This is a charged at the Balance Rock. Huge specimens of kyanite charged at the Balance Rock at the North Salem, New York Balance Rock. Huge specimen. And you can get 30% off of this right now with the coupon code. Really incredible. And I'm giving everybody who uses the coupon code a free Herkimer Diamond gift. Everybody who orders gets a free gift, but everybody who uses the 30% coupon code is getting a Herkimer Diamond. Really incredible. Some of these are just hard to pass up. Look at this. You can get 15% off this one right now. And if you spend 150, get 30% off. Look at that beautiful petrified wood with the raw moo cubit. Yeah, you guys can donate to my PayPal as well. I got Cash App, I got PayPal, I got Zelle. I don't know why it's not letting you donate right now. Stubaka. But you can donate to the PayPal. Um, the Mystical Spiral is my PayPal, or you can go to the email on my PayPal, which is moontribe712 at hotmail.com. But you could find me just from the Mystical Spiral on my PayPal. I'm pretty sure it's the business account. I also have the Cash App. I got Zelle. I got you know, I can always too send people invoices and they can pay me by a credit card if they wanted to, if they came down to it on my website, I could just make an invoice. If you wanted to donate $5, I can literally donate it. I could give you an invoice. But I have all sorts of ways. I don't know why it won't work in the super chat, but it should. But you guys, we got some amazing pieces here. I mean, I really highly recommend if you guys are looking to get something that inexpensive right now, that you can get for under $25 even. We have Aura Quartz. I mean, the labradorite palm stones, labradorite stones. You guys, we can even get wholesale bulk lots if you guys want it. I highly recommend even this bad boy I just made the other day. Golden Healer Dragon with the heavy gauge copper. So cool. So badass. It's a dragon, Golden Healer Quartz dragon skull. And Golden Healer Quartz is just amazing to build a psychic shield around you. Like a golden psychic shield around you. Yeah, this shungite is definitely what you guys. I have shungite you can get for $20 here, pendants, but this is collector's grade shungite. Collector's grade shungite. Hold on, maybe I need to change the setting in the chat. Let me see if I have it. No, you guys, some other people donated in the chat. Do I need to monetize it? Let me go to my YouTube studio for a second. Give me 1 second. I'm looking in the YouTube studio. Yeah, it's live right now, so I don't think I can even. I don't think I can even change it right now. I don't know. I don't know why it's not letting you do it in the chat room. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think I have to wait till this stream is over before I can even edit it. I forgot to even record this on my Zoom side. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what to. I don't know why. I'm sorry about that, Charlotte. You could do PayPal, but we could send you guys the PayPal link. Babe, can you put the PayPal link in there? Or I could do it real quick. I could do it. Oh, I don't have it on this. I don't have it. But yeah, this is collector's grade shungite, what you guys see right here. Really big piece of collector's grade shungite wrapped in the raw mu cubit. Really powerful. And you guys can get 30% off, 15% off of these items. Really love this too, the reticulated quartz. Oh, this is a really good price. Natural citrine tower wrapped in the heavy gauge copper. That's dope. So worth it right there. And you could get 15% off right now with that. Definitely worth it. Well, thank you, Charlotte. I appreciate it. You guys, I highly recommend getting to the labradorite palm stones. We got I think I have them up here. You got the 43, yeah, 432 hertz palm stones right here. You guys can get them 15% off of that as well. That includes $20 plus shipping. So that's 27.99. And these are the highest quality palm stones. And I will give free gifts with every single order. You guys, what's up, Big Swinging D? So, guys, we've been going deep into it. Oh, some of the most amazing opal as well, guys. We got Fire Matrix opal. We got Vivianite. We got incredible, incredible stuff here. Also, this is a hidden gem that nobody sees here. This is a beautiful gem specimen of golden calcite from Brazil. Incredible. It's heart shaped as well. If you guys look at it, it's really like a heart shaped geode specimen of gem calcite, which we have in our pineal glands. Highly recommend this piece. And we also got amazing opals everywhere. This is these Peruvian pink opal towers. Definitely worth it. You guys can get 15% off all this. Great, great deals. So let's get back into some of these translations now. All right, so we got at Thulari. I mean, this water of memory, this lake of memory. These are not lakes on Earth, people. These are springs of plasma, streams of light to remind us, to give us our divine ancestry back, to bring us back to cosmic oneness with the universe, to become immortal. Right? And pretty much fragments A1, A2, and A3 are pretty much similar. A1, A2 are almost identically similar to A3 as well. A4 is a little bit different because it actually talks about the light of the sun specifically. And then, of course, you got Petalia. Babe, can you put my PayPal link in there for people because they were having a hard time donating in the chat room. So this is fragment A5. So let's go to A5. A5 was from Rome, 2nd century CE. So it's a lot later now. Very small fragment. Stubaka! Woo! Hey! We got Stubaka. Stubaka figured it out. Yeah, we're almost there. The goal should say 3 now. What the hell? The goal should say three. Why did the goal not say three? The goal should say three. Maybe it'll be updated in a second. Maybe it takes a second to update. Let's celebrate Stubaka's first super on a live stream. Give the golf clap to Stubaka for his first super ever on a live stream. No doubt. And he's got the number 3 crown. Let's see what the oh, we got number 1. Look at how 1,425 XP for Alexander. Wow. Even got all the way down to number 9. Big Swinging D's even got 25 XP. Magic Micah got 150 XP. Chloe's Crystals is there. Vanessa's got how many XP? Vanessa's got. Ooh, 175 XP. But who can compete with the 1,425 XP? Damn. Damn, brother. Drop the bomb. Yeah, we got the PayPal link right there for people that want to donate to the PayPal as well. So here's the A5 fragment. Not really much on this fragment, but right here, pure, she comes from the pure, queen of those below the earth. Now, when we say this, the below the earth, we're really meaning around, below, uh, beside, around, wrapped around, below. Like they're talking about the magnetosphere, queen of the magnetosphere, queen of the plasma waters, right? And the gift of memory. But receive the gift of memory. This is the lake of memory that we talked about earlier, Persephone, right? The lake of Mnemosyne, right? Mnemosyne is the lake of memory. Now we have here at Thuri the A3 tablet, the ones that give more specific, right? The thunderbolt from the sun. The thunderbolt from the sun. And when we get into more detail, like in Petalia, right? And then we showed today some of the most detailed breakdown of how you're entering into the magnetosphere, into the glowing white cypress area of the magnetopause and how it forms that teardrop cypress look. Really incredible, everybody. Yeah, I don't know why the goal didn't update, but it should have. But we got groundbreaking translations here, everybody. We'll be back live at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Leak Project tonight. I'll be on the Leak Project YouTube channel, and you guys can always find me on Patreon at patreon.com/the mystical spiral, and of course, right at my website, the Mystical Spiral store. You guys can contact me anytime you want there. I have readings available, and that 30% off also goes for my readings. You guys can get 30% off my readings right now. You even can purchase a year-round reading for readings every month, a package, right? All sorts of platform, different levels, tiers available for you to guys do different things. And we are under the great summer of purification, and we need help to process and assimilate the fiery spiritual light that's bombarding the planet right now. You can feel people changing spiritually. People are going through chaos. We need help to assimilate the chaos that's around us. And that's why I've been getting these visions to develop these products, to develop certain specific skulls at a specific types of high altitude Himalayan quartz and different types of quartz, different types of Vogel wands, different types of hydro. Like we've developed the products to help you assimilate the light as we change and transcend. And I'm also helping you guys find the coordinates to the afterlife with these ancient tablets. One of the most important things that you guys can work on is knowledge of where we're going, who we are, and where we're going. Everybody, it's been a pleasure to spend some time with you. I'll be back live at 10 p.m. tonight